Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Larry Bodenheimer and today we are reviewing Cryptic. Now this video is going to be a little more interesting because this malware is so new that I am the first one to have analyzed it about 10 minutes before recording this video. And before we get into the malware itself, if we open this folder over here, we have account_statement.pdf.exe. I have no idea why it has a 7-zip icon. Don't ask me, because I don't know. But we do also have the MD5 here. I know a lot of you like to use the MD5 to follow along or analyze this on your own after the video. So here's your chance to pause the video, make a note of this, and come back. Now that you've had ample time to do that, let's go ahead and pull this up in Firefox with VirusTotal, and you can see that I do not be lying. We have 10 detections, which for new malware is a pretty massive L. However, we have detections from Avast, AVG, BCAV Pro, ClamAV. That is new. That's special. CrowdStrike Falcon, Cylance, ESET, Icarus, Sophos, and Trapmine. No Bitdefender, no Kaspersky, no Symantec, no McAfee, but ClamAV is here. That is congrats. I mean that's impressive. If we go to details, we can see the MD5 here, the SHA-1 and the SHA-256. It says the creation time is 2016. I never pay any attention to that. First submission was about a minute before the last submission, and this was both about 15 minutes ago as of this time. We do have two names here. One is account_statement.pdf.exe, which is the one that I am analyzing today. And then the other one seems to be a random string of letters and numbers, which is probably something pulled off of a malware forum. If we go to relations, we have 5 contact domains, and one has 9 detections, one has 13, and one has 11. 19.ip.gl.ply.gg. And that's the same for these two, it's just an increment in numbers. We have 9 contacted IPs. We have one that has 19 detections. So 19 detections for an IP address is an L. I mean, that's a massive L. I don't think I've ever seen an IP with that many detections before. You know, malware itself, sure, but not an IP address. We do have 100 bundled files. Some are in C, and some are in Python. And it looks like a few are in Java as well. However, none of these have any detections except for this one, testtasks.py. And we can look through all of these. We're almost done already. They all either have no detections or they have not been scanned. If we go to behavior, of course, we don't spend much time on behavior on this channel, but if we come over here, you guys can pause and have an opportunity to look at that. We have no IDS rules, but we have 2 high and 2 medium crowdsourced Sigma rules. And if we go to community, the last part of this in VirusTotal, what the heck is going on here? Hello? Thank you. If we go to community, Jaffa has been here and so has Petic. Within the same time I analyze this, I cannot get away from her. She drives me nuts. We'll go ahead and minimize that, and we'll take a look at the files or the programs we'll be using to analyze this malware. We have Process Hacker, which I will move over here to the top right. Go ahead and scroll to the bottom. We also have Wireshark. I meant to open Fiddler, but that's fine. I'll move Wireshark right here. We have Fiddler. I will go ahead and remove all of that and hit go. Oops. And we'll go to Process Monitor, which I'll move somewhere up here is good. Without any further ado, last thing we're going to do is take a look at the properties of this malware. So we're going to hit Properties, Details, and we have no details and no signature. So no points for trying to conceal itself. Let's go ahead and open up Process Hacker, make sure we're still at the bottom, minimize Firefox, and let's go ahead and run the malware. Do you want to allow this app from an unknown publisher to make changes to your device? Of course I do. I downloaded it for a reason. We click yes, we can look over here and a consent pops up, and here is the file itself, the account statement, and soon, yep, it's whoa. It's going to pop up a command prompt. As you can see, it's also opening Python. and it opened Notepad in 3 instances. There's still 1 left running, and of course this command prompt is still running. It directs to app data roaming windows. Now it's not doing anything. I mean, if we start typing, it's still up, but Massive L did absolutely no effort to try to close that after it was done running. We could just see exactly where it went to, so humor me for a second. If I want to go to that folder, let's go to this PC, C, users, my name, app data is in a hidden folder. So let's go to view, hidden items, app data, roaming, and windows. So we have news.txt, okay? We have python.exe, pythonw.exe. We've got some batch files in here, aa.py. Interesting. So we'll keep this file, or we'll keep this folder open, but I'm going to minimize it for now. And we still have 1 notepad and 1 command prompt open. I'm going to go ahead and close the command prompt. And that does close, but notepad is still open, surprisingly enough. Very, very interesting indeed. Anything suspicious under service host? I'm not seeing anything suspicious. Site host, audio DG, aggregator host, VM3D, CTFmon. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything out of the ordinary just except for this notepad, because we don't have notepad open and it's under Explorer. You know, actually, this is under Wireshark. I didn't notice that before. This notepad.exe is under the Wireshark process. Interesting. Huh. Okay. So first things first, we're going to look at Fiddler. We only have 1 HTTP, and it goes to merino.services.mozilla. And let's take a look over here. First things first, we got some retransmissions, and it's on 147. So let's take a look at Firefox again. Let's put this on one side of the monitor. Let's go to Relations. Yes, and 147.185.221.19. So that is the first one out of these 147s over here. And you know what? It looks like the last 3, or the last section of the IP ties in with the domain. So, I mean, I'm almost certain that this is the same. These two are the same thing. Are there any others of that 147, though? I'm looking for the 20 and the 21. There's not too many packets, so I could probably just go swimming through here. There's that 19 again, 19. So these are probably just backups, the 20 and the 21. Because I'm not seeing those anywhere. Okay, if we go to the bottom, yeah, it's still making connections, even though we've closed everything that had to do with it except for Notepad. It's still sending connections to this day. But that's fine. And just to show that there's nothing under Firefox, let's just go ahead and expand that. Yeah, it's just Firefox processes. I just wanted to make sure and be thorough for the video because, well, we have Notepad running under Wireshark. So I just wanted to be sure. Let's go ahead and see if we can't connect directly to these IPs. I'm sure it's going to throw like a connection refused or something, but I want to try anyway. It is not at all what I just copied. That's the MD5. Copy paste. Playit.GG want to run an online game server. Forget hosting providers, use your own computer for free. Playit.GG is a global proxy that allows anyone to host a server without port forwarding. We use tunneling. Only the server needs to run the program, not every player. Huh. So, okay. And I'm assuming these two are also going to go to playit.gg. Yeah. Just to be thorough. We do also have this one out of... Is that Gibraltar? Wait a minute. Okay. I'm an idiot. Stop. Oh, brain. Come on now. Yeah, it goes to playit.gg. Okay. 149. Did I see that in Wireshark? Now let me do a look around. I want to just skim through before I actually try a display filter for it. Let's go about halfway up. Like that. We're looking for 149. I'm saying 192, 108, 54. Okay, I'll try a display filter. IPADR equals 154, 1. Oh, wait, oops. I went up one. 154, 167, 220. We don't have any connections to that. It has 2 detections. I mean, it's either Great Britain or Gibraltar, but I think that's Gibraltar. That is... Oh, no, it's just the United Kingdom. Okay, my bad. And that's Telegram Messenger. Interesting. Okay. So now we're getting somewhere. But God, the fact that these have so many detections... Let's go ahead and open this one as well. Let's open the one with the most detections. I mean, they're all out of that website we just saw, the GG thing. We can close that. I just got that for the video. We have 19 detections. Activity related to NJRAT. This IPv4 is used by NJRAT. NJRAT is a Trojan created by members of an underground hacker community named sparsely Hisonis Wurten in the net. This rat gives hackers the ability to control the victim's PC remotely. NJRAT allows attackers to activate the webcam, log keystrokes, steal passwords from web browsers, as well as multiple desktop apps, and grants the access to the command line on the infected machine. So who detects this? Fucking everybody. Who's not detecting this? Any names that I've ever heard of before. ESET does not detect it, surprisingly. MCSoft. What else? I'm not seeing anything else that I'm familiar with. VX Fault does not detect it, which is interesting. But you got AlphaSoc, Bitdefender, Criminal IP, GData, Kaspersky. So everybody that's important is picking up on this. And of course, the community is picking up on this as well. And even Jaffa Cakes left a comment on an URL or an IP. That is not normal. And Paul Millison left like 50,000 comments. I'm not going to go look through all of those. 200 comments. Okay, I was kind of joking before. My bad. My bad for having eyes. Won't happen again. And then this was last analyzed 4 hours ago for Telegram Messenger. Phishing attempt. WeTransfer link sent by email contains .zip archive, which contains fake HTML login page, which sends credentials to Telegram API. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. So we're gonna go to that website, right? And we're going to... That took longer than usual. We're going to run this actual domain through here. And that is going to pull up no detections. Last analyzed 5 days ago. Let's reanalyze it now and see if anyone picks up on it. Because I've never heard of this before. This is not to say that playit.gg is malicious in its own right. I'm just saying I haven't heard of it, and I want to be thorough. So no detections, only one community post. Phylum discovers Go-based rat Spark being distributed on PYPI. And Sophos, for Force Point, Threat Seeker both give it games. Bitdefender gives it miscellaneous. Alpha Mountain gives it games as well. It was first submitted 4 years ago. Okay. That's something we might come back to, but I don't think we're going to get a concrete answer on if it's malicious from that. Let's go ahead and pull up the process monitor. Well, let's look at process hacker. Notepad is still running. Okay. And then we'll go to process monitor. And we're going to add 2 filters. First filter is going to be operation is create file. And then the second filter is going to be process name is account statement.pdf.exe. Add yes. 12 million events. So it's going to take a little bit of time to filter through. Probably just like 10 seconds. Just a teeny tiny bit of time. Okay, it's definitely longer than 10 seconds. I was wrong, but we're almost done. And what have we got? 15,000 events. 1,000. 15. Good God. Okay. Well, we obviously can't go looking through every single one of these. So I'm going to see if I can also filter by result. I don't think I've tried that before. Yes, we can. Result is name not found. Oh, crap. Name not found. Add, and then we're going to do path not found. We're going to apply that filter. And yet again, it's going to take an itty bitty bit of time, but it shouldn't take as long because it's already had to apply a filter before for the same name. But I do want to filter everything by those two filters. Anything that was not deleted probably isn't of much use, and we only have 22. Okay. So we'll close that for now, and we have the prefetch, some DLLs, a .mon or two, and then some DLLs, bat zone identifier. Well, that was... Oh, wait, here we go. 0409 OEM links. Huh, okay. Yeah, it really sucks, but we're not going to be able to filter through 15,000 events. I apologize, but that's just not going to happen. So, what about Fiddler? Did Fiddler pick up on anything? Yeah, we do have a bunch of connections to this 19.ip. And one or two of them would have been me. But we've also... This was me trying to connect to him directly. Okay. So these two were probably me. Okay. So it's probably an HTTPS. Fiddler's not going to tell us much. Sorry, Fiddler. But let's see if it tried to make a connection to that IP now. No, still nothing. We've got 12,000 packets now, but it's still making connections through TCP to this IP address. But we've got to reset to a 105 or to a 151.101. Let me do this. We're going to make sure we're on the right one. Yeah, we are. Okay. We'll go to relations, IPs. I don't see a 151.101 showing up in there. That's okay. Yeah, so far we've not seen any connections to the other two IPs. I'm going to try a filter. IP address equals that. Oh, we do have some connections to the... Actually, that might have been me trying to connect to it. Yeah. Well, I'm almost certain that was me trying to connect directly to it, because these are all like right next to each other, and I did try connecting to that IP. And if we try 0.21, it's more the same thing. Okay. So no, we haven't had any connections to that IP address directly. Just my attempted connections. But we're getting a bunch of retransmissions to that one address, and even a reset acknowledgement. So that is interesting. But what most likely Vutit is doing is it is sending any data that it could pull from these 15,000 events. So it's creating files, most likely trying to access certain files and directories and see if there's any stored information, trying to access browsers. We can do a quick skim through. Okay, sorry about that. I had to pause the video really quick and go talk to somebody at my door. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to allow a quick skim through. We're going to remove these filters, and we're going to pull up all... What did I just... Hello? And we're going to pull up all 15,000 events. So we'll go ahead and go on create file for this account statement, and I'm going to do a quick run through. But we're not going to go look at every single one. I doubt that I'm even going to go look at 1 out of 100. It would just take too long. But here's what we've got. So I do have a run.bat here. Let's go... Oh yeah, I forgot about that roaming folder. That's right. So we've got a run.bat. Let's run these through VirusTotal really quick. First one we've got is... Let's go ahead and make it full size. First one we've got is this aa.py. Probably won't get anything from that. And it's probably not even going to scan it. Okay, b.bat, nothing. ma.py. We got a feeling it's not going to scan these pies. python.exe, python.w.exe, run.bat. You serious? Okay. Fine. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. You want to be like that. Let's go to Windows. You really want to annoy the crap out of me. Okay. This PC, C, users, my name, app data, roaming, Windows, run.bat. Confirm upload. Or I guess we also could just, well, not open Windows Store. I guess we could also just, you know, edit the batch file. Oh! Or it could be in Cantonese. That is also a possibility. I see. It does have 2 detections. I don't know what it's detecting. Probably the language and deciding that it's malicious. So, yeah. There you go. We got a start.bat. I'm sure this also is going to be in Cantonese. And then also, you guessed it, Cantonese. So no, that's not going to do much for us. Okay, well, at least we took a gander at it. So at least now we know there was absolutely nothing we could have done with it anyway. Let's go back to process monitor. And I will take a quick scroll through these. What the heck? Oh, we're at the bottom. Okay. Let's scroll up. We got some DLLs, some libs. That's fine. A bunch of libraries for Python. Some XMLs. Turtle demo byte design.py. Okay. Oh, tkinter, the GUI for the GUI library for Python. I don't even use Python, and I know that. Tokenized data. Test. Okay, so we got some universal time format checks. We got a bunch of stuff in here. Booleans. Yeah, this is all just stuff with Python. We got pip. Got some encodings. Yeah, we're not going to get anything from here. But at this point, I think we've seen all that we need to see from the malware anyway. Sending data to this C2 server, which we did discover in Wireshark. We've got the C2 right here. The 147.185.221.19. And a informed guess, I would say that it's probably not pulling any files from it anymore. It probably did everything it needed to through Python, and is probably now just doing checks to see if there's any new information on the system, and is sending any new information to that IP. But I'll tell you what, the last thing we'll do is we will restart the machine and see if it has persistence. So let's restart, and then I'm going to open Process Hacker, which unfortunately I do have a feeling is not going to tell us anything. And then we're going to go to Wireshark and see if it's still making connections to that IP address. Because if it does, then that means this is not an info stealer and it's an actual remote access Trojan. And the fact that the IP that we saw earlier, the one with 19 detections, was being used by NJRAT, at least according to that SOC article, makes me think that this is probably going to have persistence. But I could be wrong. You know, I didn't write the malware, and we don't have time for static analysis. Go to SOC, go to Process Hacker, go, 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 go. Don't see anything suspicious open. But that doesn't necessarily... Yeah? Yeah? It do be having persistence. Let's open Wireshark really quick, and it's now under Explorer and not under Wireshark. What the heck? That's 0.21. Okay, that's a different... It's a different IP. That is not the 0.19 that we were looking at earlier. That's actually a different one. Huh. I wonder why that is. Why it's using that IP now. Because if we go to Wireshark, if we go to VirusTotal and we reanalyze the malware, that's a lot of packets. Oh my god, man. Oh my god. We go to relations. This is the one we were seeing before, the 19. Now we're getting a bunch of packets back and forth from the .21. And now we're not getting any. I love how, oh, there it is, right there. Right here. Oh, and now we're getting connections to the .19 again. But we're not going to figure out anything else from this malware. Definitely a rat, not an info stealer. Info stealers make one connection, send off all the information it can, and then kills itself. But this is not doing that. So we have a remote access Trojan on our hands. But either way, that's going to be it for the video. Thank you guys so much for coming out to this one. If you guys did enjoy, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and if there's something I didn't do in this video that you want to see in the future, please make sure to leave a comment and let me know what that is so I can do it for future videos. My name is Larry Bodenheimer, you guys have been amazing, and I will see you in the next one.